I am Ruth-Ann Thorn, and I've been an art dealer for more than 2 decades, working with artists from all over the world. I've always wondered, do artists create from within, or are they influenced by their surroundings? And why do they choose where they live? What do they get from their environment? If they were to live somewhere else, would their art be different? These are the questions we will answer as we explore cities across the country in Art of the City. This is Santa Fe's Canyon Road, a destination spot for gallery lovers who come from all over to see all these many galleries. And I'm on my way to Raymond Nordwall's studio, and we're going to see what this internationally acclaimed Native American artist has created. I've been really excited to meet with you, and
thank you.
After meeting you at NIGA, I think it was.
Yeah, I was the artist for the cover.
Yeah, you were, and that was kind of when I think we first started talking, and I wanted to really feature the best Native American artists here in Santa Fe, and you're one of those.
Thank you.
What was it like your early childhood, like your early beginnings?
Well, I always drew. And I remember actually the moment that it all clicked. I was alone in my dad's van in the garage just drawing. And I remember it all clicked. It was like, drawing is just comparing lines, negative space, positive space, and all it is comparing. And so that really inspired me. And because I'm so quiet, my Pawnee name is Kudux Bahita, it means quiet bear. But when I started doing these drawings and paintings, like girls would say, "Raymond, you're such a good artist. Can you draw me this?" And I was like, "Hey, that's pretty cool."
So this was your way of, you got a little hookup.
Exactly,
going
yeah. And they still remember that I was the artist growing up, and I started selling my work, really young in galleries, and when I was 12, 13. Well, I used to dance in powwows, and so that's my link to the Native culture is growing up going to powwows. So like this is a traditional dancer, and I used to do fancy dance.
So most people think that we as Native Americans are all the same people.
Oh, yeah.
So I always try to, learn a little bit about, the culture. So with Pawnee, what did you as a child get from that?
Well, they're really into farming. I'm not into farming, but I love painting them and depicting them. I grew up going to Pawnee every year and going to the Pawnee powwow. I learned how to dance there, And I still go back, and that's my mother's home, and I still have family there. Yeah, well, my mom was Pawnee, and we used to go to powwows all the time. She loved Indian art.
Okay.
She used to commission Native artists when I was young, to Native painters to do commissions and stuff. And so I was surrounded by Indian art. I do, wildlife, and I do plein air painting, but I always come back to Native subject matter because that's my therapy, is I feel close to my mom. And also, that's why I do birds. Because I do a lot of hummingbirds and even fat little angry birds. I started doing hummingbirds after my first little boy passed away, Jack, and my wife at the time and I had all these little hummingbirds come really close to us, and people gave us pots and paintings of hummingbirds, not knowing the symbolism of the Native culture.
Right.
And so I still do them even 20 years later. And so a lot of my work has to do with my therapy for my mom and my son. It made me realize that we all have a certain time on this earth, and whatever he had to accomplish, he did in 2 months and 6 days.
In Luiseño culture, we call hummingbirds are called tishmal, and we believe that is the spirit of the people.
Exactly.
Our family and our ancestors coming back to greet us and bring us the message.
Exactly, that's in our culture too. And so that's why I do them. Painting is everything to me. It's my therapy. It's everything.
If you hadn't gravitated towards art as a child, what other things do you think you would have done?
I've never considered that. I mean, it's funny, this one woman's asked, don't you get tired of painting? I'm like, it's like breathing for me. It's like a prayer too. I mean, I feel closest to my family who have gone, closest to God when I'm painting. And so it's everything to me. I can't even consider what I would be.
Is there any one piece that you, or theme that you've created, you know, in the last almost 40 years of painting that really has stood out to you?
Yeah, I mean, I did one after my son died, and it was a Pawnee guy sitting next to a window, and it was called I Trade the Rest of My Tomorrows for a Single Yesterday. And it's right after Jack died. And so so painting is always therapeutic for me.
Well, we can see why artists like Raymond have made their home here in Santa Fe. It's such a beautiful place, and it's been an artist colony since the turn of the century. The Native Americans refer to it as the place that the sun dances, and we can see why artists are attracted to this community from all over the world.